It's time for another episode of Love, Marriage, and Fantasy. I am Star Claiborne.
And I am Anton Leonard Claiborne, and we are your global relationship strategists.
We live our marriage on the guided principle, no one or no thing.
So, take some time, listen, as we make sense of all of this.
Hello everyone, we are back again with another episode of Love, Marriage, Fantasy for you. And today we are talking about, are you an attention hoarder? What does that mean? What is an attention hoarder? How does it affect your relationship? Can it be a good thing? Can it be a bad thing? And how to stop being an attention hoarder if you are one. All right, you ready, Mr. Claiborne?
Ready?
So this will be interesting because I'm an attention hoarder. So he can probably give us some real good insight on how not to be an attention hoarder, considering I don't fall in that category. All right, so what does that mean, an attention hoarder, from a male's perspective?
An attention hoarder from a male's perspective would be a woman who always wants to be around that man. She hardly ever is away from him. You will see this type of personality in a woman when she says, wherever my man goes, I'm going. Right? You'll see this type of personality in a woman when she says, where are we going? Putting emphasis on the we. You'll see this type of personality in a woman when the man may say, okay, he may say to his woman, I'm going to go hang out at the basketball court with my buddies. But then she somehow comes up with an idea that will allow her to go to the basketball court also.
Oh, me and my girls, we're just going to hang out at the park.
Correct. So even though it seems like, a cute, innocent thing, it really isn't, because she's manipulating him into fulfilling her desires while she's ignoring his.
So from a female perspective, I would say that it is somewhat the same. The guy is always wanting to know or wanting to be where she is, always wanting to be right there next to her. Very, very, I think attention hoarders can be very affectionate at the same time.
I think saying very affectionate is putting it mildly.
Is it? Because no.
An attention hoarder, they are extremely affectionate. Meaning, like you said, if the two of them are in a room, an attention hoarder will refuse to sit on the other side of the room from their partner. They want to sit right next to their partner.
Okay, so now that we've identified this, is there really anything wrong with wanting to sit right next to your partner? I'm just saying.
Well, if you look at it from a psychological perspective.
Okay.
I'm gonna touch on psychological and spiritual. If you look at it from a psychological perspective, if your partner is asking you, chill, let me breathe, let me breathe, yet you, as the person who wants the attention, refusing to acknowledge their request, you're not even acknowledging it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You refuse to acknowledge it. You just continue to be next to them. That affects their psyche.
Okay.
It starts making them. Hold on, let me finish, because it affects their psyche in this manner. It starts making them not wanting to have you near them.
I agree. So then an attention hoarder, technically speaking a little bit differently here, It's not just wanting to have that, wanting to be directly next to that person or have that person's attention all the time, but it's not respecting the space factor. That I would say would be a true attention hoarder. But the thought in my mind, the thought process of wanting to be in your presence, I don't feel like, well, I feel like I am an attention hoarder in that manner because I always want to be around you. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I always want to be in your presence. I am not sorry that when we go somewhere, I want to sit next to you. However, I do believe in that idea and the importance of allowing you your space. So is that really me being an attention hoarder if I'm allowing you that space that I know that you need? Because the idea of wanting it but not respecting that space, maybe that's the true definition of an attention hoarder.
Just the fact that you're saying you are allowing me to have that space. Oh my
gosh, not allowing.
No. You said what you meant.
Respecting.
Just the fact that you said you are allowing me to have that space shows that you have that tendency to be an attention hoarder. If not, you would not have used that term. Because in saying you're allowing that person to have this space, it's the same as you saying, if I say you can't have the space, you can't have the space. But if I say you can, then you can. That's a sense of control. That's a sense of
respecting the fact that I know that a man needs his time. Not allowing you in a negative manner, but I'm saying I know you need your time. Please go have your time. And you and I both know there's times where I'm telling you to go take space. I'm telling you you need your own space. As much as I would love to be around you, but I also know that that space is needed.
You don't realize that what you're saying is you are telling your man to go take his time based on your terms.
No, because if you ask for your space, I'm going to say, okay, you need your space. I'm backing up.
Okay.
Right? That's out of respect.
Then there will come the stipulations.
No stipulations.
Yes, the stipulations will come after that because one of the stipulations is, where are you going? If you're giving, if this person is able to have their own time, you should not be concerned about where they're going. Now, granted, if he's respectful to the relationship, he should tell you, okay, I'm going to go to this hotel at this location, so on. But then, if you inquire about any other locations that he may visit, then you're becoming an attention hoarder. Because at that point you're trying to, like I said, put those restrictions on him by asking, well, where else are you going to go anywhere else besides that? That's not your concern.
Oh, well,
I'm having space for me.
Okay. So here, let me
you shouldn't be inquiring about where am I going to go after my arrival at the hotel.
Okay, but listen, here's the thing about that. Okay, I agree that, if your partner says, okay, I'm going to take my space, and they're being respectful and saying, okay, this is where I'm going to be or whatever, and whatever else they do during that time, okay, that's what they do. You have an idea of where they're going to be. That's cool. And I understand the whole idea of, not saying, okay, well, where else are you going to be? Do you think you're going to go here? Well, what about here? Because then that could be thought out as like an attention hoarder, because now it's like they're pretty much trying to, it's almost like a distrust factor, actually. That's really what it probably seems like to a man.
Well, that's what creates an attention hoarder, is that lack of trust.
But I disagree. There's people like me I'm just nosy. I'm just nosy. I just want to know. It doesn't have anything to do with trust. I just want to know. Like, did you have fun? What'd you do? I mean, I can't help myself. Okay, I probably could if I really tried. But I'm not trying.
Nosy people have trust issues.
I don't have a trust issue with you.
Nosy people have trust issues.
I don't have a trust issue with you.
Nosy people have trust issues.
They may have trust issues somewhere, I don't know, but I don't have trust
Okay.
issues with you. And if I ask you when you go somewhere, now I usually don't ask, are you going to go, like I don't usually ask where are you going to go before you have your time, but I'm very nosy when you get back. Like, did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish, right? Because did you get some time to yourself? I do ask, what did you do? Because I just want to know, what did you do? I ask everybody that. There is no trust issue in that. What did you do? I'm curious. I want to know and I'm curious. But on the other side of this, being a female, the only thing I can do is trust that, or the only thing I can do is accept what you're saying as a male, that this is what an attention hoarder is from a male's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I will say that if all of those factors make you an attention hoarder, I'm not an attention hoarder because I give you your space. And I know you just smiled because I said give. So, I mean, but it's when you get in a relationship, you understand that both parties have to have their space. How else would you put it without it seeming like I'm telling you what to do? Because that's not what it is. I'm respecting the fact that you need your space. Because
right,
the thing
that's one way for you to put it.
I'm
respecting the fact that you need your space, so you're good. You don't have to say, I'm going to let you go and have your space. Those are not the same thing.
But that's not
the same thing.
But that's what's being said in this conversation. But let's take this as if though we were offline here. When it's time for you to go and have your space, that is not how I respond. This is the response in a conversation because I didn't know how else to put it. Yes, I allow you to go have your time, but allow not in a negative sense, meaning I respect the fact that you need your time. By all means, please go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But when we're talking about having our own space and our own time, it's not me back here or in this house saying, oh yeah, you need to go do this. I'm going to let you go do this because I know that's what you need. I'm going to let you go do this. No, that's not how we deal with each other.
No, it's not. But let me ask you this question.
Y'all hear my tone is getting real serious, okay?
When you're talking to other people, do you say, yeah, I'll let him go have his space? Or do you say he needed some time away, so he went and got some time for himself?
Okay. So I usually, but do not speak until I finish what I'm saying, okay? The way that I respond is I usually will say, yes, he went to go and have his time away, and let me see exactly how do I put this. I probably do say I let. I don't know because it's an unconscious thing, okay? So if I say it, it's more of letting them. I don't want the perception to be misconstrued by other people because when you say he needed his time away and you look at societal thought processes, it's like he's a man. What the fuck did he need his time away for? Right? Why did he need his time away? Well, even though it's none of their business, right? But it's me, I guess, unconsciously protecting your image at the same time, if that makes sense. Because hearing a man say he needed his time away, now the way I usually say it is, oh, he went to go take some time to do what he needed to do, and I respect the fact that he needs that time. That's what he needs. All men need that time. That is how I make those responses. Where's Anton this weekend? Oh, he went to a hotel. It's time for him to have his time away. I don't think I say let, but like I said, I think if I do say it, it's more of, again, I can't really say because when I'm just so in the moment of responding, but I know for a fact that I always end it with the fact that it's a respect factor. We all need our time away, men and women both need time away from each other. So do I say let? I have no idea. I would probably have to ask some of the females I've talked to. Because I'm just unconsciously saying it, but at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the conversation, it's always He needs his time.
Okay. Okay. And I understand what you're saying. The point I'm trying to make is, as far as the words that an attention hoarder uses, they use those words because they have grown comfortable with those feelings that they have of, if I say it's okay, then it's okay.
But I
And that's
disagree.
not the best way for any person to be in a relationship with someone that they claim they care about.
Okay, an
So then,
attention hoarder may do that, but I think they might do it from again. Um, I think an attention hoarder might do that or say it in that manner, but I think it comes from probably some unconsciousness as well. Because like I said, I still don't feel like, okay, I might be an attention hoarder, but I don't know what level you talking about with this trust factor thing, because that ain't me. But I am an attention hoarder because I want to be next to you. I want to sit right next to you anytime I can. I don't even like you sitting at your work desk. No, I do not. I would prefer you come and sit on the couch with me. Yes, everybody hears that. I don't like him at his work desk all day. Okay? I would prefer you to sit on the couch next to me. Why? Because I want to be next to you. I want to touch you. I want to feel you. I want your attention. Okay? But that doesn't mean that I don't respect the fact that you need your space. So respecting the fact that you need your space, there's still a question, does that make me an attention hoarder? If I respect that. Yes? I'm okay if you say yes, I'm cool with that.
we've already established there's different levels to people who crave attention. What we're talking about is the extreme, those that take it to the extreme. So we
Okay,
have
so there's
established that you are not at the extreme.
oh, but I am an attention hoarder. That's cool.
You no. What we're saying is an attention hoarder is someone who takes wanting attention to an extreme.
To where they're
Where
basically being in control and seeming more controlling of that person's time.
absolutely.
Okay, well that's
Whereas you, I think we've cleared up, are not at the extreme.
okay.
You like having your partner's attention, but not to the point to where you feel like you have to control all of his time.
Right.
And an attention hoarder feels that way. They feel as though they have to be around that person, knowing their every move, because that makes them feel close to that person, because they know that that person is giving them their attention if they are close to that person. I mean, when they are close to that person, whether it's close by being on the telephone or close by being, in person.
Okay.
Right?
So let's think of it from a female perspective. Having an attention hoarder who's a man, right? I think still that it still boils down to respect and whether or not you are actually respecting that person's time, or if you are, I'm gonna say, being possessive, like
Well, an attention hoarder would be a possessive person,
right? So,
male or female.
But the thing about that is, I just lost my train of thought when you said that.
Oh, well, while you figure it out, let me say this: the the problem that most attention hoarders has is they have issues with being alone. So it's not even an issue of them not feeling loved by their partner. The issue is they have problems with being alone. Now that could have come from their childhood and
right.
abandonment issues. It could have come from that.
Right.
So it's kind of sad. Well, to me, I think it's I don't let me not say sad, but I think it's a serious condition because when they are in a when an attention hoarder is in a relationship with someone, they truly feel that if they're not getting that attention from their partner doesn't love them.
Right. And this is what I was going to say. With a male being an attention hoarder, I think part of that would come from, I guess, how you say how they were raised. Number one, right, and they're taught to. Well, they're probably taught that a woman wants all this affection and everything, right? So then they grow into that thinking that's what that woman wants. But I think the male has failed in previous relationships, which is why he is being seen as an attention hoarder, even though he may not be trying to be that. He's being seen as that because he thinks that's what she wants, not really understanding her level of needing that time and space because he may have been taught, let's just say a guy being brought up in a single mother home, right, with nothing but women around him, and seeing these women who have always wanted to have affection, or women who always wanted to have someone around them, right? They're seeing this potentially as this is what a woman wants, and no one has been there to say you need to really learn that woman and her style of what type of affection and what type of attention she wants, because a woman does like affection and attention, but a woman also, just as men, needs a little breakaway, right? But the men don't know that. So I think sometimes with men being attention hoarders, I don't think they do it consciously like that, unless it like really is a serious possessive thing. But I think they really are just trying to show that affection and be under them a lot of times because that's the only thing that they've been told that a woman probably wants, not realizing, because I know a lot of my friends, even though I love my time with my man, but I know a lot of my friends who are like, oh no, he doing too much. He's smothering me. Like he's doing too much. And interesting enough, think back, I have had a guy who was like that. And I was just like, okay, where's my breathing room? But it wasn't as bad as most women make it out for me because I was okay with being around that person a lot. But sometimes in some weeks it did become just a tad bit too much that I had to break away a little bit.
So the person who wanted the attention soon found that it can become a bit too much.
Oh yeah, we had the conversation.
Huh.
Oh, there was a conversation.
Okay, so let's
that's
talk about that.
You gotta have the conversation,
right?
But that's why I said with the man, them not knowing, you gotta have the conversation so you know what that woman wants.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about the conversation. What's the best way? Because you've been through that, right? You've been through that whole from both perspectives, right? Being the person who wants the attention, and then being with someone who was giving you too much attention.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What would you say to our listeners to help them to address this issue if they are experiencing it?
I'm not sure if I'm the right I'm going to tell you, but I don't know if it's going to be what people want to hear because I'm very straightforward.
Well, that's what
I'm not
sugarcoat.
Like when I have the conversation, there is no, hey, yeah, no, we're not doing that. It's literally, okay, listen, while I can appreciate all the attention, right now is a little much. So, can we take a little bit of time in between here and there, right? Like there was no conversation about, it really wasn't a conversation. It was, this is what I need. This is what I need, and this is why I need it. Because it became more of a situation where there was so much time spent with this person that I wasn't getting my own goals accomplished because it was all about the relationship. And it wasn't about me doing what I needed to do for myself. Because every single waking moment was with this person. Like, wake up in the morning, we're on the phone. They're on the way over to the house. We're spending the whole day together. When they get back to their house, they're calling me even while they're at the bus stop waiting on the bus, and they just left my house, and then they call me when they get to the house. So like literally every day it was like that whole cycle to where there wasn't much time and space in between for me to get the things done that I need to get done. So having that, not a conversation, but more of a, listen, I'm not getting the stuff done that I need to get done. You are going to have to break away for a minute. Like I need you to step back for a minute. We can still spend time together. No love lost. Still love you, but I got to have my time. I got to have my space because I have things I have to get done. And I'm not going to be on the phone with you every time I'm doing something. I can't.
Okay. Did that work out? I mean, did it
Yeah.
Did it produce the results that you wanted?
Yes,
Okay.
it did.
All right. So then you would, to our listeners, you would suggest that they describe to their partner how this is going to benefit the relationship.
Well, I will. I'm gonna, even though that's what I did, I'm going to make a different suggestion. Do that, but do it understanding your partner's personality. Not necessarily to not break their heart or to hurt their feelings per se, but approach it in a mannerable desire to where there's no conflict, like there's nothing being taken personal. But you definitely have to tell them why. No matter what conversation you have on this earth, I feel like there needs to be a why. I
All right.
personally feel like there needs to be a why.
Was there a moment when your partner was struggling with this request that you made? And if there was, how did you deal with that?
I think like the first couple of days they kept calling a couple times, but after the first couple of days, no, because I just made it. I'm busy. I'll call you back. That was the reminder that we just had this conversation that I will not be on the phone with you all day and all night. I can't.
Okay.
But I know this person meant well. Like they weren't doing it out of a possessive factor. And I know that.
All right.
Knowing that person, I know it wasn't out of a possessive factor. I really feel like it was a true, genuine, I want to be around you all the time. But I had to just let them know that that wasn't going to work. And we still spent a lot of time together. It wasn't like there was a ton of time lost, but there was times that I needed to be with my friends, which there was no objections to that. When I went out with my friends, I wasn't getting phone calls, where you going, where you at? It was never none of that. So it wasn't a possessive factor. It was just that person just wanting to be right next to me all the time.
Okay. And so you, like you said, you got the results that you wanted.
I did. If I would not have, there's no probably, I would have had to move on because it wouldn't have made me happy.
Right. Right.
But I mean, with it affecting the relationship, it didn't affect the relationship. The attention hoarding could have affected my relationship had there not have been any changes.
I agree.
Right? Because you still have to have that respect factor for your partner. You're not in thinking about a relationship. When you get in a relationship, you're not going to always agree. You're going to always have sacrifices. And just taking that into consideration, even if you do consider yourself an attention hoarder, I don't care. I am one. But there's levels to it. So I guess as my husband has put it greatly, I'm not at the extreme level. But if I was at the extreme level, guess what? We wouldn't be doing this podcast because he wouldn't be with me.
That is a fact. That is a fact. And I do want to add this part because from a male's perspective, when you try to explain to a woman that you want, as a man, you want her to go out with her friends, it's difficult for women to understand that. Like they tend to feel like, well, you don't. They tend to feel like you, as their man, don't want to spend time with them. Even if you're telling them, go ahead, go be with your friends. I'll be okay. I'll be here at home. You just go and have some fun with your friends. I've been in that situation. I've had girlfriends tell me, well, I don't have anywhere I want to go, or they're not doing anything. I may as well just stay home. So then I would respond with, well, just go to their house then. But get out of the house. Go out and do something fun for yourself, either by yourself or with your friends.
Okay.
So it was just difficult for them to understand and accept that.
Okay, so I think that whole factor comes from, yet again, and we can only keep saying past, right? Yeah. So how do you stop being an attention hoarder? I can't answer that because I'm an attention hoarder.
by being honest with yourself, meaning you want your partner to be happy. So you consider their happiness and you say to yourself, because I want my partner to be happy, and my partner is saying that they need some space, they need some room to breathe, I'm going to respect their happiness so that we can be happy in this relationship. That's how you stop being an attention hoarder. It starts with the respect for the relationship. Because you can't say that you really care about your partner and the relationship if you're disregarding your partner's request for space. Just give me a little bit of room. When they make a statement like that, if you really care, you'll say, okay, I love you that much and I care about the relationship. I'm going to acknowledge and follow and support your request.
Right. So basically not taking that request personal, and if you find yourself taking it personal, then going on ahead and figuring out how to get help for yourself, meaning you're not getting help because you're a crazy person. You're getting help because you know that you shouldn't be taking it personal, but what is it that's causing you to take it personal, and digging deeper within yourself to try to figure out what has happened to you or where you are in your life that's causing you to even take this request on a personal level. And sometimes, it may be, okay, you need some space, you need space, they're asking for space, you're taking it personal, and maybe you feel like you just want to, I know in my case, my first question is, and I know this gets on your nerves a lot, but it's, are you okay? Right? Because I want to know, are you okay? But when I get that, yeah, I'm okay, yeah, I might walk away and feel like, okay, maybe he's not okay, but maybe he is okay, but I'm not taking it personal to the fact that there's no love there. And I kind of I walk away and I think about and still wonder if everything is still good. But after he's had his time, it's, you good? Right? You good. Just to know that you're good. I don't have to have the details. I just want to know that you're good. So if that's what it is, that's different. But if it's a situation where you really are taking it majorly personal, like it's something against you or an attack against you, then that's something you would need to address.
You would, and you would know that you need to address it if you see that your partner is making an effort to distance themselves. If they're doing that, making an effort to distance themselves not only away from you, but also the home.
True, that's a good point.
Then you would need to start taking it, a little bit more seriously and trying to dig deeper, like Star was saying, and try to figure out what's going on with our relationship. But other than that, you just have to not take it personally and say, okay, they need a little bit of space, and I'm going to respect that so that our relationship can remain strong.
I agree.
If that doesn't work for you, you can always call us, and we'll be more than happy to set you up with a free consultation to help you to deal with this issue of preventing yourself from becoming an attention hoarder.
And you can find all of our contact information at claibornecoaching.com.
Now, hope we said something that helps you. We hope we have said something that helps to make your situation, your relationships better. We'll talk to y'all next time. That wraps it up for another episode of Love, Marriage, and Fantasy.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Claiborne Coaching. Download the podcast, Love, Marriage, and Fantasy, and look us up on Facebook at Claiborne Coaching.
All right, so we'll see you next time.